Hi, water signs. This is May. Welcome to Always Worshipper. This is my brand new YouTube channel. What we do here is that we channel the energy. I channel energy. I started on my spiritual path for a few years now, and from I don't know, few years actually, I started to like hiding my senses somehow. So I started to get messages like from different sources. So what I do here in YouTube is that I condense this in videos and I send them through the collective in English and Spanish because I'm from Colombia and I speak Spanish too. Basically to understand the energy, to analyze your collectives, to help you out. I'm a psychologist, so I use tarot and all these tools also as from a therapeutic perspective. So that's what I do here. I always forget to light my candles. I'm gonna do that while I speak to you. So you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at old ways worshipper with 2 P's worshipper. Um, that's the YouTube channel name as well, in case that you want to follow me there, and you can find the links on the channel. So my Instagram is just my personal account. I, publish content about my life, and mainly, but I also do spirituality posts every now and then. But the account in which I'm more active is TikTok. Actually, TikTok, I set this account with the intention to be an oracle. I think it's really cool. It's not because I made it, but I think it's really cool because there if you go to my account at Always Worshipper, same as Instagram, there you can find like a bunch of beautiful pictures that I take, but I normally don't post anywhere, so I place them there with a little flag in Spanish with the flag of Spain and with the US flag in the case for English readings. So it's really cool because since you don't have any more information, you can just randomly take a picture and open the post and hear the message. Maybe for personal advice or anything you may need maybe to hear over there. So yeah, I feed the TikTok account every day with basically I take fragments from here because I really like highlights from the readings in a short format, and I send them through TikTok and also short versions in YouTube as well. So thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, if you want to help me too. I really appreciate it. So let's get started with our reading. Okay? This is your monthly reading for the water signs: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Hi guys. We're approaching the end of the month. Next month and like all months going on after that, I'll try to do them like earlier, so you can have the information as quickly as possible. But for now, you're my last group of signs because I use the Witch's Pyramid as reference to channel the elements and channel the signs, because this reading will be just once a month. Okay. So in the Witch's Pyramid, which is basically like a sacred geometry analogy to connect it with the elements to manifest, there's a specific order. First, there are the earth signs, then there are the fire signs, then the air signs, and you water signs are the last. But again, for October and so on, I'll try to make them like earlier in the month so you can have the information as soon as possible, okay? So, I'll explain the Witch's Pyramid in another video because I find it really interesting, and maybe it can help you too for manifestation purposes and stuff. But yeah, basically, that's where we're at. And what else? Okay, so let's get started with your element right away. Here I have the dynamic that I normally do for my signs, like for my my reading per sign. Sorry, I'm tongue tied. is that I take this. This is an Argentinian oracle that I have. It's in Spanish. Bear with me because I have to translate for you guys. But if you speak Spanish, I take pictures of the rituals that you may like we pick over here. I'm gonna pick 4 cards for you, and then I read them for you. But I take pictures and I leave a post on my channel with the pictures. Or if you have someone who speaks Spanish and who can translate for you, that works too. Sorry. And then I pick them and I read them for you. Then I'll do some tarot with my Rider White tarot here for the general energy for you guys. And in the end, I'll pick like 1 card per sign, maybe more. I mean, that depends on the energy. Sometimes we get more than 1 card, and I read them per sign so you can have like a little more personalized information as well. So let's get started, okay? But before that, let me start burning this. This is Palo Santo. I don't know how to call that in English, to be honest. This is just some wood that I like to burn. Normally, I burn incense, but I'm getting used to burning Palo Santo because I really like the smell of it, and because it's good for like cleansing the energy around me. So I try to like leave it burning all the reading. So bear with me just a moment. Thank you. While I burn it. There we go. So you're gonna watch me do that like a lot because I really like, again, the smell, and it's because it tends to like burn out really quickly, so I have to light it again and stuff. So let's get started right away. These are the cards. I'm gonna just place them randomly. I separated the water sign cards because I really find it interesting that you guys can connect to your element through these rituals, okay? Remember that water in tarot is symbolized by cups and it's related to emotions, right? So let's go ahead and pick them. I said I was going to pick 4, so 4 cards for you, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm gonna remove the rest because basically we're not gonna use them. I really like the art of this deck; it's so beautiful. But yeah, let's see what messages can we get for you guys. I'm gonna read them right away because I have to translate, and then I'll spread tarot just to clarify. Oh yeah, I forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. Remember that this reading is for for sun, moon, or rising signs. Remember that the sun sign is, well, the sign of your birthday. I mean, yeah, I don't have to go much deeper on that. The moon sign is how you manage your emotions, kind of the hidden parts of yourself, and the rising sign is how you show yourself to the world. So if you are a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in any of the sun, moon, or rising, this reading will be for you. Okay? So let me accommodate here and let's get started. So, okay, the third eye chakra. I love that ritual. We're gonna read it shortly. Actually, I'm opening in each video, in the video description. You will find, in case that I use links, I'll place the links over there as an example. The pictures, the link with the pictures, you will find it there. And also, I'll leave like recommended readings. So I start cross-referencing because I do readings almost every day. And I really like the fact that I can cross-reference through the links. So I'll do that as well. I'm saying this because I recommend you the chakras reading that I did a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I did a reading about how to work with your chakras. And then you have the third eye. I explained all the chakras in 2 videos because it was too much information for just one video, because I always spread the cards and stuff. So I'll leave the chakras readings over there for you. So if you want to check on them in any of the chakras, but in this case, we'll talk about the third eye chakra. Okay. Oh my God, you got that in common with Spanish. You know, it always happens to me that when I read for you guys, because I already recorded the Spanish reading, 1010, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, I mean, with you guys, I've heard the wheel is about to spin. The other day I was walking on the street and I found this. Do you see? It looks like a wheel. And the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot has been coming up like crazy. So I believe since we are in the eclipse season, remember that eclipses are good times to end cycles and to close things. So I believe that if you're closing a cycle or if you have closed a cycle, it's as if the universe is shutting the door for good. Like, you, that can apply to anything. Remember, this is general. This can apply to love, for work, for a mindset. This is general again. But yeah, the wheel is about to spin, and basically, the universe is shutting the door. Especially if someone hasn't made a decision. If there's a decision that needs to be made, and someone hasn't made that decision and it's affecting you, the universe is shutting that door, and the wheel is about to spin for for the better for you. Yeah, maybe that depends on you, on your behavior. Remember that we always have divine protection, but also they are watching over us to see how we behave, right? So if we behave like correctly and our actions match our words and all that, well, yeah, I mean, the wheel is gonna spin like favoring you, right, for the better. But if not, you know the outcome. The outcome. I don't want to go deeper on that. So let's continue. This card you had in common with Spanish. Harmonization. This is a ritual with rose petals. I'll read it for you shortly. The Handman. I'm making this face because earlier I was playing with my tarot and I pulled a card and I got the Handman. I didn't show it to you, but I got it. Okay. Interesting. And oh my God. No way. Out of the four that I picked, you got two in common with Spanish. Here's the Archangel. I don't know if that's the name. Shamuel. I'm going to spell it for you. Chamuel. Shamuel. Sorry, I don't know how to say it in English. This is written in Spanish. But yeah, we're connecting with the Archangel's energy too. I'm trying to what? I'm trying to work and research more about the archangels. But here I've worked with Archangel Michael because I have an oracle about him. So yeah, it's interesting. We're connected to Archangel energy too. So let's go ahead and read them and then I'll spread the cards, okay? So the third eye chakra. Again, I'm gonna leave the reference. I'm sorry if my nail looks so burned because I'm burning Palo Santo. So, third eye chakra. I'm gonna leave the chakras readings over there for you. So if you want to check on them from a healing perspective, I think it's really cool because I explored all the 7 chakras. Okay, so let's go. Third eye chakra. Remember, it's located in here. Okay, Ajna chakra. Summon this energetic center of intuition to connect with your inner wisdom. This sacred. I always forget this word, brújula. I'm gonna search for it and I swear, I promise. This sacred chakra can be stimulated with meditations, mantras, or activations. To start to open your third chakra up, you can rub in the forehead with a little essential oil, flower essential oil, especially jasmine. You can start rubbing it with little circle massages over here in the third eye, and maybe just a little taps in your head, in your forehead, so you can activate it more. Be aware of any stimulations like colors or information messages that you may get while you do this exercise. The idea is that you do it daily so you can start activating your third eye chakra. Okay, I need to find out what brújula means. How to say that in English? I always forget to search for it. I'm sorry. I'll research it. Let's continue. Harmonization, okay? So this is a ritual like a bath you can do with rose petals. So, herbs like unfragment, like remove fragments of energy, emotional energy that is like stuck, cleaning all sadness and wounds that are accumulated in your heart chakra. Okay. Um, if you have a bath, like envidia, we say in Spanish, envidia de la buena, like I envy you in a good way because you have a bath. I have a shower. I don't have bath, but I think it's really cool. So if you have a bathtub, you can fill it with water and add the rose petals. And you can also, if you can get 1616 the tower card. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna read it again, but I want to talk about the tower because I mean it's an important message. Remember that the tower card symbolizes those moments that are kind of complicated in our lives, sudden like changes and situations that may seem like really messed up, that can really shake us up to the core. But remember that some people tend to think that this is like punishment from God or the universe. And no, I mean, God or the universe doesn't punish you, they don't punish. But they send these tower moments in our lives to redirect us where we're supposed to go, right? So not all tower moments are bad. Uh, there's a blessing in disguise in every tower moment, even if it doesn't look at it like in the moment, right? I'm not invalidating your situations because I know that there are some situations that are really complicated and messed up. But try to look like at the bright side and remember that you're always being protected. Okay, so let's go back to this harmonization. With like a bath with rose petals. Herbs can help you remove fragments of energy, emotional stuck energy, cleaning old sadness and old wounds that are accumulated. If you have a bathtub, you can fill it with water and add the petals, the rose petals, including if you have some essential oil, like with rose essential oil, you can use that as well. And when you're inside, like the bath tub, try to visualize a profound cleansing, like that's going on, like in your body. Okay. If you have a shower, you can rub the petals in your body, uh, especially in your heart chakra. Okay. And on Fridays, it will be like the best day to do this because on Friday we connect to Venus energy. Okay. This is kind of for self love, for healing purposes. I believe that the water signs can be, since water symbolizes emotions, you know, it's related to emotions. The water signs are really oriented to self love and to heal your own wounds, which I think is amazing because that's how you like grow spiritually. You let go of these old patterns, old wounds that may be affecting your behavior, and then you can rise spiritually and you attract what's meant for you, especially when it comes to love, but this can apply to anything. The more we align to ourselves and to what we deserve, the more we attract what's for us. Okay, let's talk about the Handman. So this is number 12 in tarot. This can be significant. Maybe December can be significant for you, or October the 12th. Well, we're in September's reading, but the 12th has already passed. But I'm saying October, I'm channeling October in case that's significant for some of you. Okay? So, the Handman, uh, like major arcana in the tarot, ideal to silence, to quiet the mind. These arcana presents a figure in like a contemplation state, similar to like reversed yoga postures. There's a card that doesn't have like a good fame in the world, in a world that demands productivity and constant action, but it reminds us the richness of our inner world. Sometimes the answer is to stay still and do nothing, right? Leaving the energy flow with trust that the seed and that we're planting in silence in the darkness of earth um, will be growing in the future, right? Grows as a natural process. If you have a tarot deck, you can pull out the Handman and take a look at it and start like connected with that energy of reflection, of self reflection. Or if not, maybe you can draw it if you know how to draw, or maybe you can print it and put it out there somewhere in your house so you can remind yourself that even though we're going in a world that is moving so fast, it's good to be still at some point and rest and like contemplate and reflect, right? So let me show you. I had to cover that, you know, I had to cover some pictures, but there you go. And let's talk about the archangel. So again, I'm gonna spell the name for you because I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. But here it's called Archangel Samuel. Samuel. That's how we say it in Spanish, but I'm gonna spell it for you. So Chamuel. Okay. Uh, Pink ray of divine love. The pink ray of divine love by Archangel Samuel, uh, which its day of regents is Tuesday. So on Friday with the roses and on Tuesday with the archangel. It penetrates our seven chakras, and it helps us recalibrate in a frequency of love and harmony. You can light a pink candle. I actually have a pink candle here. Let me show you. On Tuesdays, you can like rub it with jasmine or rose like essential oils and meditate 10 minutes with maybe with a frequency or with some calm music like sounds whatever to feel the recalibration of the archangel who also helps us like fix or heal our hearts and cleanse it like deeply from previous wounds. Okay. Actually, that I was talking about the chakras. I remember that. Remember that there's a chakra for each chakra, and all chakras. There's like there are frequencies you can find on the internet. There are videos that mix actually more than one chakra. So you can actually, I don't know, if you want to tune to your heart chakra, you can find that frequency with that chakra and meditate with the candle and the essential oil and all stuff. That will really help you out for, like healing your heart chakra as an example. Okay. I'm going to post pictures of this along with the Spanish ones because, again, out of the four, you got this and this in common with Spanish. So in total, we got like, uh, let me see, 5 cards among the two collectives. Okay. I pulled 4 for you and 3 for them, but 2 of them are in common. So we got 5 cards. Interesting. So let's move on to tarot. Okay. Again, before that, if you like the content, you can always like, subscribe, leave a comment. I appreciate it and thank you so much. I post readings here almost every day. I don't do it every day because I mean, reading the energy sort of comes with a price when it comes to energy too. So there are some days in which I feel too tired to read, or I'm busy or whatever. But I tend to upload readings pretty much every day or most of the time. Like if I don't upload a reading, it's basically because really I had a pretty busy day or something happened and I couldn't read. So if you want to follow me at Always Worshipper, you can follow me on Instagram, in my account, or you can follow me on TikTok as well. I really recommend you the Oracle, the TikTok Oracle, which is really cool because there are short versions of these readings and you can train your intuition somehow. Thank you for following me there too and here and all your likes and all the things that you do to help me out. So I really appreciate it and thank you very much. So let's see. So Spirit, what do we need to know for the water signs for the remaining of September? I promised to do it earlier. We got the Hangman again. Okay, we got many cards, but I'm going to show you. We got the Hangman again. Okay. Are we contemplating a lot? Are we changing our perspectives? We're going to talk about that later. Let me just shuffle the cards a little bit because they're feeling like weird. Okay, I'm going to take it. So Spirit, what do we need to know for the water signs? Any information that they need to know for the remaining of September? Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. What do we need to know? What do they need to know? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. What do we need to know? Is there anything they need to know, like for this evening? Let me see. Spirit, let us know. What do they need to know? How can we help you? Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. We got many cards. I'm gonna show you in a moment. But I'm gonna take you like right now all the signs, like for signs, so we can, progress with the reading. So, okay, let's talk about Cancer. What do the Cancer signs, the Cancer people, need to know? I'm sorry, my tarot feels weird. Hold on. It just feels weird. So Cancer, what do they need to know? Okay. Pisces. Okay, Pisces got 2 cards. I'm gonna leave them the 2. And Scorpio. Hold on, because I didn't like that spread. So Scorpio, okay. I want one more for Scorpios. Okay, yes, sir. Okay, there we go. We have all of our information over here. Let me accommodate because got many cards and I really need to, accommodate. So let's see. Ooh, I'm sorry if I'm making faces, but oh my God. Okay. Damn. Okay. Interesting. So as you can see, I have like many cards. So let's go ahead and do this. Start with the energies, okay? So we got a feminine energy. Okay, before I start talking about this, I want to leave like a PA over here. A PSA, sorry. So remember that all these readings are general, right? So there may be parts of it that don't resonate with you, or maybe the whole reading, this is general again. But I really like to highlight the fact that you can take this. I'm going to read the energies over here first, and then I'm going to go with the arcana to interpret all of the information. But remember that you can relate this to yourself, even if you're a masculine, and I'm talking about feminine energy, but if any of the aspects apply to you, that's fine. I mean, remember that I talk about energy, not genders necessarily in all these readings. You can also relate it to someone you're connecting with if that's the case, So again, I always like to clarify this, just, for you to be aware that this is general reading and you can apply it like in many perspectives, okay? So now let's get started. We have the Queen of Pentacles. She is an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I always like to highlight the white rabbit over here. I want to do a reading about the Matrix, a video about the Matrix, because I really like some things that they have in their movies and how can they apply like to our lives. So I'm gonna do a video about that soon. The last time I got this card was on the solar eclipse reading for you guys. And in that reading, I got also the Two of Swords. It is in here, but I kind of, it brought me back to that message. If you're a Queen of Pentacles, you're someone really stable, financially stable, probably really maternal, really connected to earth, really grounded, right? But I got the Two of Swords and I got the channel message. You got something you don't see coming. If you're a feminine who identifies herself as a Queen of Pentacles, you may have something you don't see coming, but I don't feel like in a bad way. I feel something good is coming for you. Just saying, okay? Let's talk about the masculine energies. We got a King of Cups. This is your signs: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is someone, a masculine, who's really in control of his emotions. He's really stable. You see the fish over here. This can talk about abundance, like in money. Yeah, maybe. But also when it comes to emotions, like this is a masculine who's really in control of his emotions. He's showing his cup. It's as if he was showing it to the universe, like in case that there are any masculines over there who are, thinking about a feminine and want to ask her out. It's as if you were waiting for a sign from the universe, like, okay, God, let me know when it's go time and I'm gonna ask her out. That's kind of the vibe. So let's talk about the Emperor. We got another energy. This is Aries, but they won't watch this reading. Sorry if my nail looks so, burned. The Emperor, masculine energy. The Emperor is the master of the four kings. The King of Cups, which we just saw. The King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords. Okay, but it's in the reverse. So what can that mean? Maybe an aspect that he needs to work on any of the kings. Emotions with the King of Cups, but I don't think that's the case because we got the King of Cups in the upright. The King of Pentacles, money. The King of Wands, maybe you have lots of ideas and no execution of your projects, or maybe there's something holding you back when it comes to action. Remember, this is general. If it doesn't apply to you, it's fine. And there's also the King of Swords. This can talk about overthinking, maybe, or being too truthful that you can be hurting other people. I'm just saying, but yeah. But this, I always channel the need of control. You've been getting this card a lot, to be honest, in my last readings and in the Spanish community too. So I think this is a general message. Remember that we can't control everything. It's impossible to control everything. If we could, the world would be such a different place in so many ways, but we can't control it. And we can control our words, our actions, and the way we behave with our words, with our actions, with our manifestations and stuff. But we can't control other people. We can't control the circumstances. 333. Body, mind, soul connection. Take care of your body. Your body's a temple. Take care of your mind. If you want to study something, you need to go ahead and do that. You can read a book. Every day we can learn something new, right? And spiritual connection, remember that you have divine forces always protecting you. Your angels, your ancestors, God, the universe, whoever. Just connect with those forces, okay? It doesn't matter what you believe in. As long as it makes you a better citizen for this world, good for you. Let's go back to the Emperor. So, this can talk about the need of control. Remember, we can't control everything. What we can do is to adapt to the situations that we cannot control. But remember that adapting, right? Adapting also refers, like in the case of a connection, it requires two, right? We cannot change our essence to adapt to something that isn't for us. It needs to have like two parts, right? It really caught. I'm gonna show you a card in the upright so you can see it. I really like the Ankh over here. I connect a lot to Egyptian gods and stuff. So the ENG can be significant because it really caught my attention as I was walking. As I was like watching the card. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, we had so much to interpret. Mm, let's get started with the major arcana. Okay, let me separate it, and then I'll go with the minor arcana, which is basically how I like to interpret these cards. Because it's like going from the energies, like to place you guys, not to place you, but to like, yeah, to play. I don't know if place is the right word, but basically to show you the aspects of feminine and masculine energies that we're getting in the spread. Then I go through the major arcana, and let me show you. We got many cards when it comes to your major arcana. Remember that major arcana in tarot are like the main events or main things that we need to go or work on in our spiritual path, in our lives. And then the minor arcana are the things that may happen to us like every day, right? So that's why I like to go like from the energies, major arcana and then minor arcana. This is just the way I read. Some people do it differently, and it's fine. I mean, that's every reader's, style, so it's fine. So let's go. Me accommodate, sorry, so you can see my cards. Okay, so let's get started with Cancer energy. Hi, Cancers. This is the Chariot. This is your card. I always recommend you to take a look at your cards because all of in the major arcana there are 21, major arcana, but some of the cards are correlated to a sign. In the case of Cancers, this is your card, the Chariot. In the case of Pisces, there's the Moon. But in this case, there's the Moon. That's your card. And for the sign of Scorpio, there's Death. Death didn't come up in here, but just FYI, okay? It's really cool. Maybe if you don't know your archetype or if you don't know your card, you can find it on the internet and maybe see the aspects of this card that you can learn something from that as well. Okay, let's continue. So Cancer energy. This can talk about movement. This can talk about visits, surprise visits, maybe like travel if you're planning to travel, which I also am kind of looking at that in the. Actually, I'm gonna attach these two. There's the Two of Wands, and there's the Chariot. The Chariot again can talk about movement, like switching places, moving houses, surprise visit, travel. And I'm attaching this because the Two of Wands. Do you see the world over here? And the two ones. This can talk about left right path choices. But these can also talk about like travel. Maybe you have a desire to travel, to get to know the world, for work, for studying. This is general, whatever. But this is an invitation maybe to take a look at those desires. If you're trying to, I don't know, go to another country just to visit, or for work, or to study, try to start working on those like goals to travel. Okay. Mm, let's continue with Justice. Justice is Libra energy. I'm a Libra, and I know a lot about this card. But what I want to highlight out of this has many meanings. But what I want to highlight about Justice is, remember that to manifest what you deserve, you need to be aware of what you deserve. Okay, that's one of the meanings. And the other one is every one of us has a judge, an internal judge or critic inside of us. So since it's in the reverse, it's maybe that we have issues knowing what we deserve, which is fine. I mean, it's okay. We're human beings. It's important to know what we want, to manifest what we want. So focus on what you want, what you deserve, right? And behave talking about actions, actions need to match those intentions, right? And talking about the critic or the internal judge, try not to be so hard, like too hard on your own critics. Remember that we need to be critic with ourselves to improve, to find our areas of opportunity, but we can't become like a toxic critic because we will end up hurting ourselves, our self-esteem, as an example. Okay, I want to bring here the Seven of Wands as well. This is fire energy. But do you see her? I mean, she looks so pissed. Always that I get this card, it's like, oh my god, she looks really pissed, right? So again, I want to bring justice together because it's like your actions and to know what you deserve, right? Like the idea is that we are aware of what we deserve, but also and what we want, right? But also when the manifestations come, try not to block them because that's kind of the sense of this card. You see all the ones here that talk about action, but she's kind of blocking it, like she's really guarded, maybe. I'm saying she, but remember this is general, not gender specific. So work on what you deserve and avoid blocking your own manifestations when they're here. This can talk about self sabotage, which is a topic that I've been talking about a lot in my channel because it's been coming up a lot. We focus so much on manifestations sometimes that we forget to prepare ourselves, and when the manifestations come, well, we go through the same patterns of behavior of pushing it away or being too scared to act. This is general, but yeah, try to work on that as well if that's the case for you. Okay, let's talk about the star. This is Aquarius energy. Make a wish. So the star card, the star card can talk about like wish fulfillment. Okay, make a wish. It doesn't have to be like your birthday, or you don't have to be seeing like a shooting star going across the sky for you to make a wish. Remember that you, as long as your intentions are pure when you're making a wish and your actions match that intention, all wishes come true. Okay, this can also talk about a need of emotional regulation. I want to bring the Three of Swords in here. The Three of Swords can talk about heartbreak. Maybe we're going through periods of heartbreak or separation, or again, talking about the eclipse, maybe closing a cycle. So the idea is that if we need to work on our emotions, remember that crying is a way to alchemize our emotions, especially you guys because you're water signs and you're connected deeply to emotions and the intuition, especially but emotions too. So yeah, the invitation of these two cards is maybe if you're going through a situation of heartbreak, sending you lots of love, but try to work on ways to alchemize your emotions. If crying is difficult for you, I'm telling you because it's really difficult for me sometimes to cry. So what we can do in those cases is journal. I am feeling this way because of this and this and this. That's another way to alchemize your emotions. Okay, so let's continue with um well, I can put the world in here as well. You see the world in here with the star and the heartbreak, the Three of Swords, because remember that I think I don't know if I said it in this reading or in the Spanish reading. I'm sorry, I forget. But eclipses are a good season to close cycles. These can talk about completion, closing a cycle, right? So if you're going through a situation of heartbreak, if that's not your case, it's fine. It may not be your reading, but you may also have been closing or are closing a cycle in another aspect. Okay, uh, the falcon here really caught my attention. Remember that hawks or falcons can really fly the sky, right? And they can see the big picture. This is an invitation also to step away from the situation you're going through a little bit so you can see the things from an outside perspective, and this can help you to have like clearer thoughts when it comes to your situations or whatever. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that we cannot open a new door without closing another one, right? So this may be an invitation to take a look at ourselves and see what cycles, what patterns of behavior or thought or relationships, work, whatever, this is general, we need to close or complete, right? It may be connected to emotions because I'm relating the three of them, but this can apply to anything, okay? So try to take a look at the things that you need to complete or close, okay? Let's continue. Let's talk about the devil. This is Capricorn, I think, energy, yes, but they won't watch this reading anyway. Unless you're a Capricorn with a sun or rising, water sign, this is general. But, sorry, the devil or the shadow, here it's called the shadow, talks about that. Do you see? I'm gonna like put the card in the upright so you can see. Do you see all these chains over there? It's like there are certain patterns of behavior or thought that can really tie us to ego or fear based patterns. So the invitation of the shadow is to take a look at our shadows, to take a look at, those patterns of behavior or thought, obsessive thoughts. I don't judge here, it's fine. Addictions, inner child, healing needs, all that. So you can start working on them. Remember that most of the time, these thoughts of behavior and pattern are subconscious, but when they become conscious, you can start working on them, right? This can also mean for some of you that since it's in the reverse, is that you are going out of those states or you are going like getting better when it comes to the things that you need to heal within ourselves, which I love. Mean, like, yeah, healing is hard, healing is complicated, but it's necessary for us to reach our maximum potential, okay? Let's talk about the Hangman because it's like, oh my god, we got it in the two cards. I'm gonna show you because it's like this doesn't happen every day. Like getting them into different, spreads. Remember that the Hangman can talk about contemplation, a change of perspective because he's looking at the world like backwards. So it's a change of perspective. This can talk about a sacrifice. Remember that since we are in eclipse season. Uh, Again, talking about the closing a door to open a new door. So this requires a sacrifice too, right? But I want to highlight here in this art, do you see like it's emotions, like it's water? When you touch water and it creates a wave, it's like emotions involved because remember that it's your element. In water symbolizes emotions in, you know, like the cups in the tarot and stuff. I sense that there's an energy out there. This can be you, this can be somebody you're connecting to. This is general. But I believe that there's someone out there who is like touching the water, feeling a little bit of emotions, but like he doesn't feel comfortable or she doesn't feel comfortable with it. So they go back because they don't know what to do with their emotions. That's kind of the sense, right? But remember that these states of contemplation can help us, like, alchemize emotions and work on our emotional regulation so we can come out of this state of contemplation. Let's continue with. I'm gonna go with these two. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go. There's a lot of pentacles over here. So let me accommodate myself. And I'm gonna move the signs cards over here so you can also start like taking a look at them while I'm talking. There we go. So we got the three of pentacles, the six of pentacles in the reverse, the three of pentacles in the reverse, and the seven of pentacles in the upright. The three of pentacles can talk about teamwork. Hi to all guys who work in construction. Construction may be significant, all engineers and constructors out there. But this can talk about teamwork. Maybe we're having issues with, in the case that you work like in an office for a company or whatever, you may have issues with your teammates. Sorry, my lips look so weird with the blue. Sorry. You may have issues with your teammates. Or this can be, maybe sometimes we are so independent that we isolate from the world. And remember that it's important to create a community, right? So that's kind of the invitation of this card. Also, if you haven't found your mission, the more you find it, or if you have already, like, good for you, amazing. And if you haven't, the more you connect to your mission or what you love to do, the more you create a community around you that is aligned with that mission as well. Okay? Let's talk about the Six and the Seven of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Do you see the like? It reminds me of the Justice card, like with the, I don't know how to say that in English. La balanza, like the scales. Um, but it's in the reverse. This can talk about maybe a little instability when it comes to finances. So if that's the case for you, try to work on that. Not judging, it's fine. Remember that money is energy. But this can also talk about charity work, which is a way to actually heal our finances. Remember that we sometimes focus so much on manifestation of money, like to receive, that we forget that to receive, we also need to give back. We also need to contribute and find ways to, give so we can receive. This can be anything. If you're interested in charity work, that can work for you. Like support a cause that moves you, and you can help the world be like the world to be better with charity, right? But if charity isn't your thing, remember that there are simple ways to contribute and give back. Like, I don't know, if you're on the street and there's a really sunny day, you can and you take a look at a dog. I always think about the animals. It's like, if you see a dog and it's a really sunny day, just bring them some water, right? Or if there's someone out there who just is hungry and you're buying food, you can buy some extra to give them food, right? Those are ways to contribute so the money can recirculate. And the more we give, that depends on your finances too, the more we can get back, right? Let's continue with the Seven of Pentacles. This can talk about success. Do you see, like, harvesting? Maybe the Pentacles, like this is a good time to harvest. Remember that we just passed the fall equinox on Monday, the 22nd. So this can be related to, maybe can be significant for you. Maybe you celebrate it, drink some wine. Just saying, because Mabon is a Celtic god that is connected to wine also, and the Greek god Dionysius too. Because I'm talking about this because we cannot research that around the fall equinox, time. Actually, I'm thinking a lot about this song, "Meet Me on the Equinox." I think it's by Death Cup by Cutie. I think that's the name of the band. Not sure if that's the name, but I really love that song. Like, meet me on the equinox, meet me halfway. That can be significant. Maybe you're in separation and you need to find common ground with someone. I'm just saying. Yeah. Let's go back to the Seven of Pentacles. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can go through a mini rabbit hole with when it comes to the cards and the channel messages. This can talk about adjustments because you see all the pentacles in here, but there's one over here, like in the bottom right corner. No, sorry, the bottom left corner. Left, left, right. For me, it's the left, but for you, I think you see it in the right. I don't know, confused, but here. So the Seven of Pentacles can talk about adjustments. Remember that when we're going through a goal or a process or a change in lifestyle, whatever it is, this is general, there are some adjustments. There are things that are not perfect about it, and it's okay because we can start, like, in the process, we can continue, like, learning the lessons and changing our behavior and adapting to those situations that are maybe not perfect, but that can help us, like, grow, right? Okay, let's talk about last before we go through the signs. Let's talk about the Ace of Wands. Uh, the Ace of Wands can talk about an olive branch, an apology. Maybe you owe someone an apology. Maybe someone owes you an apology. This is general again. But remember that sometimes forgiveness, because in some cases we can't talk to the other person for some reason. Forgiveness is for yourself. It's not for the other person, right? So if you can't talk to that person, right? Um, you can write a letter forgiving them from the distance. You can forgive someone without talking to them ever again, right? This can also talk about a new beginning. Sorry if you hear background noise, I'm testing my microphone. um Sometimes this can also talk about a new beginning, but it's also action. Maybe you're about to take action when it comes to something, a new project, a new love story, asking someone out. This is general. That can talk about that as well. So let's go with the signs. Okay, let's get started. Oh my god, my cards are wet, and I don't know why. Hold on. I'm drinking some coffee. Sorry, it's kind of late when I'm at. So yeah. Uh, in the meantime, you can follow me at Old Whisper Shipper. Comment a like, a subscription. I thank you so much. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well. Okay. Thanks for waiting. So let's talk about Cancer first. Hi, Cancers. This is Gemini energy, though the lovers. But I mean, this card is really intriguing for me. Every time I see this card, I think there's a decision in love, especially for a masculine, because in the card you can see, like in the Matrix, right? There's the masculine. There are two feminines options. There's the going back to the Matrix option, which is the one like with the blue pill. And there's Cupid above. There's also the one in the right, which is the escape of the Matrix, but she's the one holding his heart. So this can talk about a decision in love. If you're a feminine with two masculine options, this can apply to you too, but I'm channeling especially a masculine with two feminine choices. If you're interested, I've channeled this before in other readings, but there's one especially. I mean, I think that reading was the best reading I made so far. It's called "A Love as Deep as the Ocean." I'll leave it in the reference, because the references like cross reference in the description of this video, because that reading is amazing. It's not because I made it, because it was so perfect. It was so weird, but it was so like deep, deep. It was really specific in case that you're in the situation, some of the situation like that, a masculine and feminine choices. If you're the masculine watching me and you're a Cancer, trust your intuition, train your intuition, and trust that you will make the right choice, that you will be fine. Sorry, it's just something my lips look so weird. I'm sorry. Um, and if you make the wrong choice, remember that you're gonna be fine in the end too. But trust in your intuition and choose what's best for you. Okay, that's either choice is gonna be fine. Okay. I'm definitely gonna talk about the Matrix anytime soon. Here's my cat. Okay, I don't know. No, you're not watching it. What's wrong, baby? Right, let me show you. This is my baby. His name is Orion, and it's so beautiful. And when I do readings, he tends to, show up. So here it is. Let's continue with Pisces. Pisces, you got the Tower card in the reverse. Remember that we talked about the Tower card earlier. Remember that these are moments that can shake you up to the core, that may be seen like complicated. Actually, since it's in the reverse, it's as if you went through a tower moment, but you're like moving on from it, or things are getting better, which is the idea. Remember that we get moments that don't punish us but redirect us, but these too shall pass, right? These moments pass too, and maybe you are just going out, like coming out of a difficult situation. So sending lots of love, okay? We also got the moon card in the reverse. Remember that the moon card is Pisces, but you guys got the card like, oh, right, you're Pisces, right? Or Scorpio? No, I'm talking to Pisces right now. Sorry, guys. I'm confused. Pisces, the Tower card, and you got your, like the moon card, like your card. Um, or no? No, yeah, it was you. I'm sorry, I'm confused. So, all Tower moments shall pass. It's fine. And remember to work on your intuition. Remember regular, like emotional regulation. This message is coming up a lot because the moon in the reverse can talk about that as well. Maybe episodes of anxiety, sending lots of love. I'm not judging here at all, not at all. Depression maybe too. Again, I don't judge, especially with someone so serious as mental health. I'm a psychologist, so I wouldn't never judge anybody when it comes to that. Remember, this is an invitation to see past the illusions. Let me show you the card in the upright. You see the two towers over here? They look kind of similar from one another, but they are not the same. So the invitation of this card also is to discern when it comes to a specific situation, maybe a choice. Okay? And let's close the reading with Scorpio. Hi, sorry guys for the confusion. This is your card. 111, new beginnings. Just saying. Ambition. Remember that to reach a goal, you need to be ambitious, but also disciplined, right? I think that message is specifically for Scorpio, but take it as it resonates, okay? So, the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. So, okay. The High Priestess can talk about intuition, work on in your intuition, train your intuition, learn to listen to it if you haven't done that already. There are some internet exercises that can help you out to train your intuition. But this can talk about establishment too, like strength and establishment. Do you see the two towers over here? That talks about that, like the two pillars, sorry. Um, this can talk about, oh, I always like to bring this example. When you have a house or when you're building a house, it needs to have like really solid basis, right? This talks about that. Like when you have a project or an idea or whatever, you need to work from the ground up with good basis, with good like underground basis, so the house or the building, whatever, doesn't fall. But let's talk about this. The Queen of Swords is air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I mean, this is not the reading, but I'm a Libra, so that's why I'm saying it. So the Queens of Swords are feminine energies who can be really honest, really blunt, even. This is an invitation to maybe take a look at your words when you're saying something. Maybe you can be like come across as offensive. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Or also, I was getting this channel message because I was saying like, oof, yeah. This is an invitation to be careful with a Queen of Swords. This can be a frenemy, or this can be someone. Now that if you are in a complicated situation in love with another feminine energy, I'm talking specifically about the feminines. Be careful with that. But this is an invitation to work on your intuition, to see past the illusions regarding this Queen of Swords, if that's the case for you, because this is specific. If it doesn't apply for you, that's okay. If not, just work on your intuition. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, guys. You can always like, subscribe, leave a comment. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. And I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.